Passport Traveler, aka I am Meet Little Kim. This is my son, Emmanuel, and Emmanuel's going to answer a few questions for us. This is my son, born and raised on the continent of Africa, country of Ghana. Well, how would you describe your childhood growing up in Ghana?
Okay. So normally Africa, growing up as a child, everybody grows up differently depending on who you live with. Yeah. Some children are allowed to go out so they can associate themselves with people to learn the other ways, but some too are kept inside. Yeah, some of the parents don't want their kids going out. Some of us too were allowed to go out to socialize and all that. But growing up as a kid in Africa is very tough. Yeah, you need to be strong. If you're not strong, you can't survive in Africa.
So were you one of the kids that were allowed to go out, or you had to stay in?
Okay, I wasn't really allowed to go out. I was always forced to be with my books, but anyways, a kid is a kid. I needed to find a way to go out all the time. Yeah.
So you snuck out.
Yeah.
What kind of home did you grow up in? Did you have a big family? Did you have a lot of siblings? Were there any stepchildren in the house, or only your mom's children?
No, it was only my mom, my dad, and my siblings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I have two other siblings. The boy called Felix, and the girl Jessica.
Jessica.
Yeah.
Okay.
Among all of us, I am the oldest, followed by Felix and Jessica, the last one. Yeah.
Did you grow up Christian or Muslim?
I grew up as a Christian.
Okay.
Yeah.
What were one of the responsibilities that you had as a child in your home?
Okay, I had so much responsibilities as a child, because me being the oldest, I always had to take care of the kids whenever my parents are not there. And then we didn't have water in the house, so I always had to go somewhere, fetch water, bring it to the house. Always make sure the room is clean, the house is clean, because I was the oldest. And I always have to wake up very early for school. Yeah.
How did you feel being responsible for your brothers and sisters? Or was it just normal? Did you know? Okay, how did you feel about it first?
Okay, I felt it was my responsibility. Yeah, so I felt it was normal. Okay. Because that is what I was taught to do. Yeah.
Okay. So when you got older, did you see that differently?
No, I still do it.
Okay, yeah. So now when you had children, would you give that responsibility to your oldest child?
No, depending on how strong my child is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What type of person was your mother? What type of personality did she have?
Okay, my mom is cool. She doesn't like to talk. She's so soft, and she's not a kind of person who likes stress. Yeah. She's very calm.
I see that with a lot of Ghanaians.
Yeah.
They don't, mostly with Latif, because I'm around him the most. Like, he don't like nonsense. He don't like gossip. He don't like nothing that ain't got to do with me and him. He don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
My mom will never talk back at you even when you try to insult her. Yeah, she's the type that will just keep quiet and move on. Yeah.
Did you grow up in a village, a town, or a big city?
Okay, let's say I grew up in a town. I didn't grow up in a village. But sometimes I visit the village because I have my grandparents in the village.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was the village like? How was it different from how you grew up?
Okay, so going from town to village, anytime we got to the village, people realized we were new people in the village. Because how we live our life in the town is different from the village.
And how was it different?
Because in the village, every day they are going to the farm, so they are on their farm clothes. Every day they are on busy mode going to the farm. So you barely see people wearing nice clothes and all of that in the village. But now things change, because when you go to the village now, you wouldn't see anybody going to the farm unless the older people. But back then, when you go to the village, everybody is ready to go to the farm. Mondays, Tuesdays, except the days that they don't have to go to the farm. Because most villages have days that no one has to go to the farm. Yeah.
Okay. It's an off day.
Yeah, it's an off day.
Okay.
And one thing about villages is, I don't know, I didn't come to meet that time, but most of the villages didn't have electricity and pipe-on water. those days, but now most of them do. When I started going to the village, they had it. Yeah.
Okay. So what was school like growing up? Did you enjoy elementary, middle school, or high school more?
Okay, now my level is the high school, and I enjoy the high school more. Yeah.
So how was it? How was school in general for you?
School, okay. Before growing up, we were meant to know that education was the only way to success. So we were solely meant to attend school no matter what. Even if you don't have a choice, even if you have a choice of not going to school, you should go to school. Yeah. My father wouldn't allow me stay in the house even for a day, even if I was sick. Yeah, he would send me to school. And if he missed me in the house that I didn't go to school, I would be in trouble.
Did you go away for junior school?
Yeah.
You went away?
Yeah, I went away for junior high school.
Okay.
Yeah, but I went away for senior high school too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, but it was not that far. It was from Elmina to Cape Coast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever have to pay bribes or do favors to pass an exam?
I haven't gotten to that level yet. Maybe it could be in the college or something, but senior high school,
it didn't happen.
That is not common in senior high school.
Okay.
Yeah, senior high school is struggle and pass. That is how it is.
How did you learn English?
I don't know. I started learning English from childhood.
So it was just okay. Yeah. Nobody taught it to you.
No.
Okay.
Not every school though, but the international schools and the private schools. When you speak any other language, you can speak French and English, but if you speak Twi or any vernacular in school, you get punished. Yeah.
I had Latif was telling me that they had a teacher in the class, and him and his friend was talking, their language. Yeah. They was in a conversation laughing, and through that day, the man called them to the back when the class was over. And he had written down every single time that they spoke another language, and they got hit for every time. Yeah. They got not hit, but he said we got beat for every time we spoke our language in class.
Yeah, back in school, I think back in junior high, when it's break time and someone is speaking the vernacular, probably like something like this, you see a hole in like 3 of these things with a rope. So when the person that carries this hears that you're speaking vernacular, they put it on your neck. So they will keep moving it until the last person that keeps this till we close school, the last person will be punished. So when you're speaking vernacular during break time, they put this on your neck. When you also hear someone speaking vernacular, you put it on his neck.
You take it off your neck.
Yeah, and put it on his neck. So the last person that carries this till we close school, the person gets punished. And the only time you're allowed to speak vernacular is when we have the subject, because we learn Fanti in school.
So were you ever punished in school? And if so, how? And for what? What were you punished for?
Oh, in Ghana, punishment is normal. We are used to being punished in school. Yeah, you can be punished to weed, to sweep the whole school. Maybe you could be suspended. You have so many ways of punishment. Even being whipped. Yeah.
Were you ever whipped?
Yeah. The only punishment I never had was suspension. But any other punishment I had it.
So how do you feel? How much older are you from your youngest sibling?
3 years interval.
Okay, so that wouldn't work then. I was going to say, so how do you feel about your siblings or children going to a school system that treated you like that?
Oh, my siblings and I went through the same school system. Yeah.
So, okay, let's say you have a child. How would you feel about your child going through that system? Or would you purposely put your child in a different environment? Or is that normal to you?
I would love to, but if eventually they end up being the same system I was, I think I would just encourage them to be strong.
So they come home and say, Dad, look, I got caned, I got beat, look at the marks.
You can't just cane. You can't just cane a kid anywhere you meet. Sometimes it's either your palm or your butt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have specific places.
Okay.
But some of the teachers, the wicked ones, could cane your back. Yeah, that hurts so much.
Okay.
But now I think cane is banned in Ghana.
No,
Schools.
it's not. The school across the street, that lady was beating this baby with a stick.
Yeah, she's free because nobody reported her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was you at the store that day?
No, I wasn't.
Oh man, that baby was screaming and screaming. And I said, Latif, what is going on? Who is that baby? What is that screaming at the school? And it wouldn't stop. So now I could hear something, but I couldn't tell what it was. And I said, somebody beating that baby over there. The little boy ran out of school and was running. He made it to Baba. Well, at this point, he made it to Baba's place and stopped. And she was like, come back. I don't know what she was saying, but now I know she was telling him to come back. So I said, I'm finna go over here and see, because she's hitting this baby with a tree branch. Not a stick, not a switch, but it is a tree branch with things sticking out of it. So as I'm getting ready to go over there, Baba came out and stopped her and was talking to her. And she said that he had a lighter at school. I said, so she been beating that baby that long because he had a lighter in school, or she gonna beat him to death? She had a tree branch with some things sticking out of it. I wondered if the parent, does the parent know that they're doing that in that school? I still wanted to know to this day what happened. Because even if, like you said, even if you can cane people, she had something that just should have been illegal, hitting that baby with that.
We have certified canes. Let me put it that way. Yeah, we have canes that are allowed to use in school.
So what would happen to a person like her?
If she gets reported, she may be banned from teaching.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what were some of the struggles that you faced growing up?
Okay, let's say going to secondary school. My father died after I completed high school. So going to the secondary school, it was only my mom, and I wasn't the only child too. And she wasn't really having a good job, so surviving in high school was tough.
As far as food?
Yeah, not food. Sometimes school fees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
extra classes. Yeah, so sometimes I have to run out from school and work with those construction people. Yeah, for some time before I go back to school. Yeah, sometimes my mom struggles to get me the school fees. Yeah, my time it was kind of much because I used to pay like 600 cedis or 500 cedis a term. My mom wasn't earning up to that a month.
Because I was at One Africa, and one of the eatery boys came, and he said, Shabazz, do you have 90 CDs or $90? I don't remember which. It was probably CDs. 90 CDs. And Shabazz said, for what? He said, I need a desk and I need a shirt for school. And Shabazz said, well, I don't know. Go on, we'll talk about it later. So I said, Shabazz, he needs 90 CDs for a shirt. He said, I can't go back to school. And I said, tell the little boy I'll pay it. And so Shabazz said, oh, Auntie Kimberly said that she'll pay the 90 CDs for you. And I did. I gave him the 90 CDs, but I never understood when he said he had to buy a desk. Was the desk there and he just had to pay to use it, or he had to physically buy a desk?
Maybe there were too many people in the class that he couldn't get a desk, so maybe he had to prepare a desk for himself.
Okay. So did your family ever go without food, water, or electricity?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, how did you spend your free time as a child?
I didn't really have a free time as a child, but I always create time for myself. Yeah, whenever my parents are not there, I would just run out of the house, maybe go play football or something. But that wasn't my free time, because anytime my dad is around, I have to learn. And if he's not around, I still have to learn, so I don't have a free time. But when he goes out, I probably have to also go out and come back before he comes home. Yeah.
And your mom and dad were Christian?
Yeah, my dad was a Christian, but he later turned to be a Muslim.
Okay.
Yeah, he changed his religion.
Did that affect your life?
No, it didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even on your summer school breaks, that wasn't your time to run free and be a kid?
Yeah, mostly April, most of the schools are on vacation. And in August, September too, most of the schools are in vacation as well.
December?
Yeah, and December. Yeah, the Christmas break is not that long. That's the shortest.
How important was culture and community when you grew up? Grew up.
Okay. See, I grew up in the community, so I think I grew up with the culture. Yeah.
So it was nothing. It was just normal. It was just like how
normal,
it was.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have anything to compare it to.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I just grew up in it. I saw the older ones in it, and you just follow it. Yeah.
Now that you're older, do you see a difference in your community and culture compared to, let's say, Accra in their community and culture?
Oh yeah.
Now you see a difference.
Yeah, I see difference.
Okay.
I see a lot of difference.
Would you have rather had that culture or what you have?
Now I don't mind having any. Yeah, I can do both. Yeah.
Did people help each other, or was it every man for himself?
It depends on what kind of help you need. Yeah. Sometimes when you need help, everybody will show up. But depending on what kind of help you need. Yeah. Over here, if you need someone to help you push your car, everybody will show up to help you push it. If you are dying, everybody will show up to help you. But if you're hungry, I don't think too many people will come to your aid. If you need money to survive, no one will.
Now that's like the U.S. I tell people, a person will sit here and buy you a beer, Hennessy, and weed, give you money. But if you need some chicken or some food, they don't have nothing. If you need a loaf of bread, they don't have it.
Yeah.
So what role did religion or spirituality play in your upbringing?
I mean, I grew up as a Christian, so we tried to live a righteous life. That was what Christianity taught us.
Was your mom spiritual? Like, did she connect with the ancestors? Did she feed them in the morning? Did she have an altar, anything like that?
You see, in Ghana, Christianity, Christianity and the traditional way doesn't match. Yeah, so if you're a Christian, you don't get yourself involved too much in the ancestors, with the ancestors and stuff. If you're a Christian, the only thing you do is go to church, read your Bible, and try to do good. Yeah.
Okay.
I go to church every Sunday, but not me. Yeah, I don't like going to church. No, I didn't have a choice as a child, but growing up, I stopped going to church because I didn't like to. I didn't like staying long in churches. I have so many reasons for not going to church. One is too much waste of time, because gone are the days when you go to church in the morning like 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. you come back like 2 p.m. and that's a long time. So
it is.
I didn't really like going to church as a child, but we were forced to. So as I grew up and I got my freedom, I was going to church once in a while, but for now I don't go to church at all. But I'm still a Christian.
So at what age did you start working and hustling for money?
Okay, let's say age 15.
15.
Yeah.
And what did you do first? Like, were you doing weeding? Did you decide to sell weed?
One funny thing is I don't know how to weed.
You know what? When you said that about a week or two ago, I was shocked. But as I looked at it, I'm like, okay, yeah, he's not a weeder. He's definitely not a weeder.
I know how to weed, but I was working as a laborer on a construction site. Yeah, that was the common thing I could do. Yeah, I worked as a laborer through secondary school. When I completed secondary school that year, I was a pupil teacher. Yeah.
A what?
A pupil teacher.
People?
Yeah, pupil teacher.
Pupil?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like a teacher's aide?
Like a teacher, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I taught for like 6 months, but my salary wasn't coming, so I had to quit.
That's why he said he would be the best teacher for me to learn Fanti, but then he wasn't coming much anymore, and I was not around any Fanti speakers, so it was no point. But at the store, if I go back to the store, I can get the Fanti better because they're speaking it all day at the store.
Yeah, I worked for 6 months. They paid 2, and I waited and waited. So I realized that the more I was working, the more my money was doubling, and I wasn't gonna get it. So I had to quit, and I went back to construction. That was when I decided, no, working as a laborer, I was earning small, so I needed to learn a skill. So I learned how to build a house. Yeah, so I learned to become a mason. And I think after learning the mason, I paused and I went into driving. And yeah, I drove for like 2 years.
So when I met you, were you just driving?
When you met me, I was the latter part of my masons. I was working and I was driving. I was building a house and I was driving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Our driver was busy or something, I don't know, but he sent us another driver. It was pouring down raining. I mean, tropical storm raining. So the driver pulled up. Latif walks me to the car. Latif walked me to the car. The driver pulled off. And I'm like, where are you going? He turned the car around like he was gonna make a U-turn. I'm thinking he's gonna make a U-turn and come back. So he goes around, he comes back past the store and keep going. I'm like, excuse me, where are you going? And he stopped and he thought I was going by myself. Oh. He didn't know Latif was going with me. I got my hand on the door. I'm ready to jump out because I don't know this man. He done drove me off. My husband's standing there getting soaking wet in the rain. But that's how we met. That's how we met him. And then we just kind of went from there. If a child wanted to support the family, what could they do to help?
A child like me, I want to support my family.
Like any little child, 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 15-year-olds. What can that child do to help support the family?
Running around in the house. That's the only thing you can do to support the family.
Because I see young kids walking around selling things.
Yeah. You see, the only people that walk around sell things is the family that sells. Not every family has goods to sell.
Oh, okay. I understand. What was something you had to learn early in life about money and survival?
I mean, you have to be strong. I learned to be strong. Yeah. For you to get money, for you to struggle, for you to hustle, you should be strong. Mm-hmm. Yeah, hustling is not for everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I found myself in a situation where the strongest survive, so I had to be strong. Okay. Yeah.
What advice would you give someone moving to Ghana?
Depending on where the person is coming from.
Maybe
the person is coming from, okay, if it's the US, is the person moving to Ghana to stay or just visit? Okay, the only advice is that Ghanaians are different from the people in the United States. So I mean, when you're coming to Ghana, you should have the mindset that you will leave everything you know and everything you've lived for in the United States. When you come to Ghana, you have to start afresh. You have to learn. You have to adapt. When you learn and adapt to the Ghanaian culture, it's simple. But if you try to live the United States life in Ghana, you find it difficult.
Yes, yeah, it's true.
Because you're going to talk about everything you see in Ghana. Yeah, and you might be frustrated. Yeah.
If you could change one thing about how you grew up, what would that be?
Nothing. Yeah.
What a blessing. Did growing up in Ghana make you stronger? Did any part of it make you bitter?
No, growing up
or
in Ghana
angry?
didn't make me bitter, but it made me stronger.
Okay.
Yeah. If our economy was stable, Ghana would be the best.
Looking back now, do you feel proud of your upbringing, or do you wish things were different?
I feel very proud.
Amen.
Yeah, I feel very proud.
Oh, wow. So, as y'all might be wondering, I introduced myself as Emmanuel's mother, and then y'all looking like, how come she don't know this stuff about him? Emmanuel became my son when I met him. He's a nice, respectable young man, and he really grew on me and my husband to this day. And so he's the son that God gave me, just out of nowhere. He just, on a rainy night, he came. But what I want you, the question I have is, how do you feel to have another person claim you as a son, or even you claiming me as a mother, and how did that come about?
You see, one thing about Ghanaians is we see every older person as our mother. Yeah. And the connection between you and I can't explain it.
You can't explain it?
I can't explain it. But when I see you, I just feel like I'm with my mother. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So I want to thank you all for coming. Again, thank you for being here. Welcome to the Chemisphere. This is going to end our session, our interview with Mr. Emmanuel, AKA Black0 AKA my God-given son.